Well, welcome to another video. I'm back up on Dartmoor this evening. I've walked past so many potential shots, but I've basically got 2 sheets of 4x5 film and I've got a subject in mind. So have I limited myself? Well, I can always come back, but yeah, I'm headed up to a place called Windy Post Cross, and it is pretty windy tonight, as you can probably hear. Now, shooting 4x5 tonight, so the only one of the drawbacks of that is obviously the dark cloth trying to compose while it's flapping around like Donald Trump's syrup is it's a bit tricky, but it's not too bad here. It's kind of dropped a bit, so we should be okay. I can see the cross in front of me, and I shall spin you around when I get there and show you what it looks like. But I haven't been here for years, and certainly never shot it on film. At least I can't remember I did, but it should be quite a nice evening tonight. So I've got quite a challenging shoot tonight, I think, because of the wind. Not so much actually photographing, but obviously the wind. So my composition is going to be quite wide. I want to include this little overflow of water here, and then the cross in the background. Now, obviously, with the cross is slightly leant over, so I've got to make sure that my levels are okay, even though it'll look wonky. It won't be wonky. But yeah, it's quite challenging tonight. The wind, it's picked up a little bit here, so not ideal, but it should be fine. But I need to get in, if you can see behind me here, you can't see, but there's a little signpost there, which I've literally got to almost sit on top of the signpost to get my composition. So I'm going to get the camera set up and see what I can compose. Yeah, so I'm quite hemmed in here by this sign. It is rather windy, so just going to get a rough idea of the composition in a minute. Pretty much set up where I need to be, but So I'm going to go for a portrait format shot, shooting on the 90mm, and I'm shooting FP4 black and white film. But the shooting portrait, it kind of gives you that that kind of walk-in effect. So I've got quite a wide distance from the foreground to the cross here to get in, and I just want to utilise this kind of foreground with the water trickling down and obviously leading through to the cross in the background. But I'm going to need to use a bit of front tilt to try and get the foreground in focus, and obviously the cross and the background in focus as well. So I'm going to get composed, and hopefully I can show you on the back of the camera what I've got in mind. Well, that was surprisingly easy to focus. So a little bit of tilt just on the front here, just a front tilt just to get the foreground in focus, and then refocused again on the background and the cross. So yeah, pretty simple. So yeah, I've opted for a polarizer. So I've just had a look through now, and it kind of gives it a nice effect on the sky. I've got this little band of cloud going through the background, which is just above the cross. So it makes that stand out a little bit more. So that's my reasoning for the polarizer. So yeah, I've opted for a 2-stop soft grad, so 0.6 grad, just down over the sky. There's not a lot going on in the sky at the moment, but I think the polarizer's boosted up that strip of cloud. Whether that's going to last until the light drops, I'm not sure. But got very little sky in the shot. It's more about this foreground and the cross. So shielding the mic because it's very windy up here tonight. But yeah, I just need to get some meter readings, and I know at the moment I've taken a few. There's 2 stops difference in the sky, so it's not too bad. I've got loads of mid-tones that I can meter from here, which is good. Loads of green grass, which is good, and there's some rocks here in the foreground that I can meter from as well. So I'm getting an 1/8 of a second base reading. I need to allow for my polarizer as well, so that brings me down to half a second. So half a second at f32 on the 90mm. Should just about do it. I think I'm going to shoot this shot now, because this cloud that I've got at the moment isn't going to last, I don't think, and it kind of breaks up the sky a bit. Now, while I'm waiting for the light to drop, I found a second composition just a little bit further to my left of the main one, which I'll spin you around in a minute and show you. But it's great. I've got a new lens, so I've got a 180mm lens, which is gives you a little bit more of a cropped in perspective, and I found a great little shot here which I shall spin you around now. Basically got the cross in the distance, and you can see down here you just got the top of the cross in the reflection of the leat running along here. So my 180mm kind of starts around here through to there. It's kind of a nice cropped in shot. So that's my second shot. So I'm just waiting for this light to drop a little bit more, but I really don't want to lose that cloud. I was kind of hoping for a bit more cloud tonight. We're still in August, so we've had a lot of blue sky days, which isn't much good for photography, but I'm kind of hoping that changes. But for tonight, I think I'm going to go with what I've got, I think. But hopefully with the polarizer it should make a little bit more of that cloud, hopefully. The light's dropping quite quickly now, but it's got nice sort of golden glow to it at the moment, which is good. So I'm going to shoot this first frame, and then I'm going to basically compose for my other shot then. But that cloud is almost disappeared in the background, so I want to try and get this now. So I've still got my base reading 1/8, quarter, so half a second the F32. Definitely need to shield the lens here, otherwise I'm going to have problems. Excellent. It's funny, a lot of people say to me, doesn't it limit you just having like 1 or 2 frames? But I think it's the other way round personally. I think it makes you try harder for each shot shooting in this format. Makes you kind of consider things a bit more. Slows you down, which is what it's all about. So I'm going to put this camera down because I do not want this going over. Drop that leg down a bit. Okay, so I'm going to set this shot up with the 180mm lens. So we shall see how that fares. So yeah, I got this Fujinon 180mm lens, which is a 5.6 lens. Should be nice and sharp. It's also a 67mm thread on the front, which is good, which is the same as the 90. So I can basically zero everything out again before I compose the shot. Nice little test. Should be interesting shooting with this. This is the first time I've used this lens. I got it last week, so should be fun. So yeah, very tricky to focus this. I've got tilt, I've got shift, I've got swing. Trying to get everything in focus is quite difficult. I've got quite a lot of fall off on focus in the foreground, which I'm not too worried about. The cross and the lead itself I'm trying to get in focus. The background's a little bit soft as well, but I think I'm going to have to stop down to about f45. Rapidly losing the light as well now. So that should hopefully sort of bring everything into focus, but not that confident, so we shall see on this one. So I'm taking a reading off one of the rocks here. Really not confident with this. I've taken the polarizer off, so I've just got a grad over the sky. So I'm getting a 1 second base reading. So don't really want to go longer than that. Don't really need to. I think 1 second's going to be enough. There's a little bit of breeze on the top of the water there, so really not confident about this one. But if this comes out, it'll be a lovely shot. But it's very tricky. So it's f45 at 1 second. Everything's locked down. Okay, let's see whether this works. I really should have a little bit more confidence in my convictions. My camera movements and focusing technique were bang on, focused right through the image from the foreground to the background. I even thought I was going to lose focus in the foreground, but no, it's worked a treat, so really happy with that. The only thing that's kind of let the shot down is the sky. I'd lost the cloud by then, so the sky's a little bit bland. Could have done with some nice cloud detail there, but overall I'm really pleased with this. That 180mm lens is great, and I'll certainly be using it more in the future. Again, nice to be out. Really nice sort of evening tonight. Wind was a bit of a pain, but it's one of those things. Not very confident about that second shot, but the first shot was nice. But again, just nice to be out using this camera. Hope you've enjoyed this one. I'll be interested to know your thoughts on the pictures. Please comment away. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing, because it's all good for the channel, for me, and it obviously feeds these cameras, which take quite a bit of feeding. So again, thanks very much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you on the next one.